Welcome back. Glad you're still watching KUTV on the spot. Those live pictures from the blood bin that is at Kenyatta University. As of when Samson Jura is ready, we will be getting some insights of what will be happening this afternoon. Starting 4 p.m, we will have Black Blood, that is Kenyatta University's rugby team, taking on Kabras. So that tunajua where Kabras is at the top of that log, the Kenya Cup log. And believe me, it's going to be totally awesome. It's going to be entertaining. At least show it a combination. I'll just have to go there and watch that match. All the best to Black. You wote mnajua which side I support by default. Black Blood, you know, we are just 2 points, not 2 points, but 2 positions above relegation zone. Anyway, we are in next season. Hopefully they can pull a surprise and an upset at Kabras Sugar, but it's not going to be easy. But ni sawa sawa. To talk to us, 0739-110-544 is our SMS line. I cannot wait to read some of your feedback. And remember, tell a friend to tell a friend that we are streaming live the proceedings of KUTV on the spot on our Facebook page. Share that link with your loved ones, because this is the best show, especially because I have, you see, there is something here at the top of my table. This one right here is a helmet, meaning Wakili Timam is right here with us. He's already in the building. His official name, Serikali namjua kama Kennedy Marete, and he's a lawyer by profession, a dad. He's just so many things. He's one guy I admire because he's ni mtu roho juu. Believe me when I say that. He has traversed, by the way, amebakisha county mbili. He will be telling us why he has not gone to Wajir and Mandera, but he tried going to Lamu. Not he tried, he actually went to Lamu, and you know the challenges security in terms of insecurity in Lamu, but he's here, meaning he survived. So he has a beautiful story to tell us. He has also won a couple of championships, and we'll get to know from the beginning alianza aje, and is he actually a lawyer? Yes, he is. Wakili Timam, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I don't know why I'm happy to see you, but I'm just happy.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, you just I wanted to say got into the country, just arrived in Nairobi early this morning, very early.
Yes.
How have you been?
I've been well.
Yes.
Thank God.
I'm happy to see you. First time at KUTV on the spot.
My pleasure.
Who is Kennedy Marete, aka Wakili Timam?
So, Kennedy Marete is a Kenyan lawyer and a Kenyan motorcyclist.
Yes.
Sisi ndio watu wa boda boda. We are trying to like combine, you know, this thing of being a rider in Kenya.
Yeah.
And being a professional in Kenya,
yeah,
to be something that is not just undermined by the majority of the public, because at the moment we are not viewed with a lot of respect.
Yes.
I would say a lot of road users, including pedestrians,
yeah,
have a lot of prejudice against the motorcyclist.
Yeah.
So we are trying to paint a very good picture of that, because it's duly deserved.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I'm pretty sure your bike sio ndudhia kawaida.
Well, yes.
So which tell us the features, which type of bike do you have?
Well, I think at this point I would want to excuse my my sense of being humble.
Yes.
I ride a Kawasaki Ninja.
Yes.
It's a 2018 400cc. It's only one of its kind in this region.
Yeah.
It's very fast.
Yes.
And well, I use it to commute, do my traveling and adventure against a lot of, you know, people don't believe it can do that, but well, I've been proving them wrong. Yeah. And then I also participate in these sanctioned legal Kenyan races that have been sanctioned by the racing bodies, that is the FIM, that is a worldwide body. Yeah. And then we have KMSF, which is now MSFK, the motorcycle version of it, that is the Federation of Motorcycling Sports in Kenya. Yeah. And then we have events organized in Kenya by 2 groups, which is the Superbike Association, known as TSA, and we have the Road Warriors, who do the Moto Champ. So I've been participating in the racing for 2 years now. I won the championship for TSA, that is the East African Superbike Championship in 2018 and 2019. And then in also 2019, also won 2 more titles, being the KMSF National Championship, that is the Kenyan Motorcycle Superbike Championship, and then the Moto Champ, which I think we have a gala award today in the afternoon. So
actually, that is the first time I ever met you. You are really kind.
Yeah.
And yeah, I met you at what's the road that you guys?
We call it Kiganjo.
Kiganjo, yeah. That is where we first met.
Yeah. Sometimes the organizers, that's Road Warriors, they make arrangements to close roads, because racing on open roads is not very clever. So they organize to close a road for a period of time, such that an event can be organized safely. and we take advantage and compete there. And I think that's how we were able to meet. Of course, you were much kinder than I was, so I appreciate that very much. And yeah, this kind of support, like bring us on this kind of a platform, talking more about the sport, in, you know, before the national audience, it's something we really appreciate, because that's how we're going to grow the sport.
All right. But before we talk about you on the road, in real life, okay, I know also this is your real life, and you actually, if there's one person I know who enjoys riding, that has to be you. But you're also a wakili, a lawyer by profession. Tell us about that.
Well, cleared campus, that is law school, in 2010. Got into some other things, got admitted into the bar. I have been practicing. I also have a law firm. I have clients. I don't want to start mentioning names, but yes, people pay me to do like legal work. That's how I'm able to raise money to do the motorsport thing.
So how do you balance wakili? You're always traveling, but sometimes nakusikia niko kotini and all that stuff.
It's time management. Like yesterday, I was in court in Nairobi, like at around midday. And then at 3 p.m. or slightly thereafter, I was somewhere in Meru on a function. And at 1 a.m. I was in bed in Nairobi. It's all about making the best use of your time. I am a self-employed lawyer. You know, the business aspect of it makes you like flexible. So when people are looking at 8 to 9 or to 5 jobs, I'm looking at it as a 24-hour enterprise. So I'm able to like work. If I need to like draft documents, I can draft them at the comfort of my home office at any time, including at night when people are sleeping. And then that way you are able to organize your work and be able to not only be a lawyer, but also finish your work on time and do other things like motorcycling. So we thank God for the capacity to do this. You're also a dad of a beautiful girl. I saw is she already in high school? No, she's in class 8 now. Well, obviously, this one with the
What's her name?
Her name is Sheila. She's 14. By the grace of God, she's going to like a very, you know, she's working towards a very bright future. She's been doing very well in school, always on top of her class since forever. She's currently the school president.
Nice.
And I'm proudly associated with her with all those accolades. She reminds me of me.
Quite impressive. Now, tell us your journey. Why racing? How did it all begin? What tickled your interest into motorcycle racing?
I started as most of the people who want to become a motorcyclist in Kenya start by not liking the stress of wasting 2, 3, 4 hours a day sitting in traffic. So when I was thinking about getting my first motorcycle, I just wanted to get rid of these traffic jams. And also, you know, being in my profession, I didn't want to get a motorcycle which people would, you know, look at, because when you look at motorcyclists on the road, you will notice there's a lot of prejudice against border riders. So I was a bit shy of getting a bike which could be misconstrued as a border. So I spent time buying a bike that I thought was supposed to be pretty. I got a Kawasaki Ninja at 300. And it became a bike that is more capable of doing more than just commuting. So curiosity, after 3 weeks of riding, I found myself leaving Nairobi and going to Meru on a motorcycle for the first time. I remember I went to a garage somewhere at, near TRM, and when I was leaving the garage, I found out I'd never been beyond that garage since I bought a motorcycle. Like that's the farthest I had gone. And I was going to Meru through Nanyuki, which is about 330 kilometers. And I look at it from the perspective of how am I supposed to get there? I have not done more than 20 kilometers a day. And now I'm doing 300 in a few hours. And funny enough, it's not even that difficult. If you have a good motorcycle and you have the skills you and the gear, it's just anybody can do it. That's why we've heard of people saying that border riders get trained in 2 hours and they have 1 billion passengers in a few hours. If you train well, yes, you can ride and you can go whenever you want. So after starting as a commuter, I found myself traveling, and then when you travel, you interact with people. And I came across people who were actively participating in races. One of them is someone who left us. His name was David Kirera. He was one of those legends, like people who are really good on a motorcycle. You want to watch them and see just them being very good on cycling. So I was a fan at that point. I wasn't like interested in racing. I was more interested in adventure. But then unfortunately he had an accident and he passed on. And I was not pleased with the circumstances that led to it happening. So I gave my opinion on what I thought was supposed to have been done differently.
Yeah.
So obviously, you know, people in motorcycling don't like being given opinions by people who are considered outsiders. So I was told, if you want to talk about racing, why don't you come and race and see what you do? Then you'll be able to say.
Yeah.
And I decided, yes, for the legacy of this very deserving man, I'm going to try and see what racing is all about. And that's how I started. And I was lucky when I got into the competition. I had the fastest bike in the category, so winning was easy.
Yeah.
But then you learn a lot of things. When you race, you ride a motorcycle at a level which is way beyond the normal skill level, so it gives you a big improvement.
Yeah.
And since then, the journey continued, winning, participating more often, losing some. Of course, I don't win everything.
Yeah.
And making a lot of friends, getting a lot of respect, getting a lot of experiences out there, and trying to like grow the sport because it's not ours.
On your initial stages, you're here, you have a superbike, your family, including your daughter, they know dad will be racing. Did you face any opposition like, oh, it's dangerous? Because that is the notion out here that racing is very dangerous.
The very first time I spoke about motorcycles with my family, I can tell you, I don't want to mention names, but there are people who almost did interventions where you organize like some sort of a coup. We need to sit this guy down and tell him motorcycles are dangerous.
Yes.
I have distant relatives, or a distant relative who lost his leg in a motorcycle accident way before I became a motorcyclist. Yes. And of course it leaves that bitter taste when someone's talking about motorcycles in a family. My own aunt was once a pillion passenger in a boda, and she had an accident where her dental formula was altered. And we don't really like motorcycles as a family. So when I told people I want to buy a motorcycle in the first place, I faced the biggest opposition. But then the good thing about my family is we are a close family and we understand each other. So when obviously like I went against people's wishes and bought one, I didn't hide it from them. I used it to go to travel, see them more often. And when I started giving them rides and they started seeing there's a big difference between the way bodas are ridden and the way I'm riding mine, plus the element of being in safety gear at all time, it became something that they wanted to be associated with. So I can tell you, like, one of my biggest opponents at the first time was my dad, and he is one of the people I've ferried for most trips.
Yes.
So, and no injuries. Like right now, I'm talking about 2.5 years of riding, over 110,000 kilometers of riding across the country and the region, 0 scratches, thank God. But it can be done, and it can be done safely. Yes. I came from Maua. If people know where Maua is, that is where Mira comes from at night. Yes. I came at night in the company of 3 Mira vehicles. Nobody does that. You won't see that. You won't see people riding at night, motorcycles from that side to here. And we came safely. We got here. I got into the house at around 1 a.m. And I can tell you, I would do that daily because if it is done properly, if you have proper training, if you have proper gear, and you maintain your motorcycle well, you will go wherever you want, and you will go there safely, and nobody in a car will tell you anything against that.
Tell us about your championship. In 2018, you won the East Africa Superbike Championship. Yes. In 2019, KMSF National Champion, you are. Yes. And then ESBC.
That is a East Africa Superbike Championship.
That is in 2019.
That is 2018 and 2019 actually.
Your first race. Can you remember your first race? How was it?
Now I will talk about a very interesting family of bikers. Yes. To enable me build up to the first race. There is a group of motorcyclists in Kenya called the Cool Bikers. Initially they were known for riding small displacement bikes. These Apache RTR bikes, the ones they are very sporty bikes, which some of the people in the country have now started using as bodas. And these guys were recognized as having small bikes but a lot of skill. And I would ride with them, and of course they would show me dust on the road because they are skilled. So they would taunt me and say, Wakili, kuja kwa track, come race with us and we will show you dust. And I was scared, to be honest. But then I had one weapon they did not see coming. I had a faster bike. Yes. And I took a lot of time to try and hone my skills before I went to the track. A lot of practicing, learning from people who have been racing before. So I was taken through a lot of training. And when I went for the first race, people were expecting me to come in last because obviously track racing is not a joke. You don't just go there and say, I have a fast bike, so you race. You have to know how to go around a corner at an unbelievable speed. And I was able to win the first race, and I loved it. Like, I am not, to be honest, I don't like competitive riding, but I loved the feeling of knowing I can come with these guys who are like friends and people you respect and compete against them as an equal and come out victorious. And from then I have spent a lot of resources and a lot of time trying to improve myself as a rider, because riding is something you have to continue learning. And then investing money to make sure that the bike is in tip-top condition at all times, so that if you're aiming to improve, you're not just aiming for the Kenyan or East African region, you're hoping to conquer Africa and the world. If we are going to like make superbike racing a sport that is recognized in the world, we have to be willing to like raise our standards of racing and the skill level that we have to worldwide competitive standards, and that's what we're working on. Great.
Well, we are still continuing to talk to Wakili Timam right here on KUTV on the sport, but my director tells us that Samson Jura is ready and on standby. He's actually at the blood bin that is at Kenyatta University. This afternoon, our team will be taking on Kabras Sugar. We will be talking to Jura in a few, but if you have any kind of question about Wakili Timam, maybe there are those people who would want to join, I'll be asking some of these questions for you. 0739 110544 is our SMS line. On Twitter, we are at KUTV Kenya, also on Facebook. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Can you start sharing that link so that they can hear this amazing story of Wakili Timam? We'll be talking about his journey to places like Lamu, and also the challenges that are there, the safety measures that he as an individual and other bikers are putting in place to ensure that they are safe. So talk to us. 0739 110544 is our SMS line. Well, let's talk to Samson Jura. Good afternoon, Jura. Hopefully you are doing totally awesome at the Black Bean as you wait the big match, Black Blood versus Kabras Sugar. Bring us up to speed. What is happening where you are? All right, that is Samson Jura at the blood being at Kenyatta University. Remember, as we told you, starting 4 p.m., we'll have Kabras Sugar taking on Black Blood. It's a huge one. We have won our last... when I say we, just know it's a Black Blood. We won our back-to-back matches, 2 of them. I don't know if we can upset Kabras. Sio team ndogo. They're not at the top of the log by mistake. They have been doing totally awesome for themselves. But let's get back to our discussion. I can see a lot of guys, especially on our live stream. Here, Cliff Ouma, my friend, good afternoon. Nakuona sana, asante sana. And someone here called Anthony Wambua is saying, Wakili Timam, jama wangu, all the way from Africa Motorcycle Diaries. We love you, bro. Alafu amekugotea kama ngapi? 1 2 3 4 5. Anasisitiza ukitoka hapo pitia KM basement.
Sawa.
Someone is waiting for you. Thank you so much, Anthony Wambua. Tunakuona sana. Belinda Bell Wanjiko, umesema tu yay. I think unamaanisha wewe ni fan mkubwa wa Wakili Timam. Wangoi wa Kamotoko is saying, Wakili, I'm your huge fat fan. What motivates you? I'll ask you that question on her behalf. Doing great, Florence. That is Cliff Ouma. Asante sana, my buddy. Wakili, pitisha salamu kwa Mugala Bani. Ukimaliza, otherwise I'm tuned in. What does that mean? Someone is saying, VP, Wakili, can you just say hi to your fans?
Well, I don't know, shoutouts ziende sana kwa bikers wote wa Kenya.
Yes.
Male and female. Family, friends. Belle is one of my childhood friends. Actually, she was like my best friend. I was like 5 years, 6 years old.
Ah, nice.
And most of the people who support us are people who are close to us from a way back. Like you form friendship that lasts forever. Wanjiru is in Wangoi is in Mombasa.
Yeah.
So it means KUTV munangaliwa mbali sana.
Yeah, nice.
Shout out. Wambua nimesikia Brian Mugala, I think.
Yes.
That's one of our fellow bikers. Gotewe sana, Anthony Wambua, shout out kwako. I actually have people who dared me to shout out them on TV, so...
Yeah, can you do that right now? You have the platform.
Daktari Chwani. Nimemwoni kuita I don't have the words. Anyway, so yeah, we really appreciate the support that we're receiving from all over the country. I have started a movement called Team Timam, which is more like trying to bring people you wouldn't expect to be motorcyclists or to be racers together, and to build a team that supports the unconventional riders who are willing to go all the way, not only to like improve themselves as bikers or as riders, but also as people who can contribute towards the growth of motorcycling to a career sport in Kenya. So shout out to all the people who are supporting Team Timam. If you know you're wearing a Team Timam t-shirt somewhere or Team Timam merchandise, Mungu akubariki sana. We do this because of you, and we really appreciate that support.
Now, let's go to where you started. Did you just sit down and decide, unajua nini, I want to go to all the 47 counties? Ama ulianza tu moja kwa jukuta, maybe umeenda county flani, then you're like, I think I should be doing this. How did all that traversing the 47 counties idea come to mind?
So when we were young, that is a long time ago, because some of us are aging, there was this thing called the 4K club. Sijui kuungana, kushikana, kujenga Kenya or something like that. So I have my own 4K club. Kuamka, kujipanga, kuchangamka, kurandaranda. You wake up and you do the necessary, like we all have, to make a living. And then you can't like just make money and put it in the bank, or just like work to pass another day, or just like pass through life like most people do. So I decided to at least spice up my life a little bit, and one of the best ways of doing this is answering those questions which will always remain like unanswered by society. Like for instance, what is tribalism? Where does it come from? Do these people really hate these people? Do they even know about each other? So the journey of starting, like, doing rounds started when I was in campus. I had a taxi business, so I used to take my car and go for random rides on the car. But then when the motorcycle came, I now decided to actually do it properly, like ride through each and every corner of the country. And to be honest, like, I have come very close to that several times when trying to do it, but I'm not willing to stop. I will have to finish it, because I believe once you go out there and see Kenyans in their own local spaces, you will know that most of the things that are broadcasted on national TV sometimes are usually misleading. Like, we will wait until election times to be divided in our tribal cocoons. But when you go and visit these people on a motorcycle, they don't even care that you come from a different tribe. I can tell you stories about me being given food, resources, places to sleep, by people who don't seem like even they have anything to give. Like, I'll give you an example. On the 2nd of January this year, I was coming back from a New Year's trip, which was somewhere near the borders of Kenya and Ethiopia, some Sibilo National Park, Ileret. And I had slept by the roadside. I pitched my tent after having some issue on my bike. I pitched tent on the roadside. Someone woke me up, helped me start my bike. I wasn't able to jump start it on sand because it's very difficult. And took me to a village called El Gade, between North Hor and Marsabit. I was given breakfast and water by people who didn't even know my name. They didn't know where I was coming from. They just knew this is a stranger who needs help, help them. No debate, no discussion. It was done. I can tell you of a time when I was going to Mombasa through the Garissa road. You can go to Garissa and then turn down, go towards Bura, Hora, Galsen. And I got stuck in mud. There is that clay that is very sticky. And some locals who could not speak very clear Kiswahili came, helped me like dismantle my bike, get it from the muddy area, push it to the place where it was dry. And when I offered them money, they told me I'm the one who's traveling, or probably needed more than they do. And when people do those things for you, it not only gives you the challenge to go and do it for other people, but it also gives you the encouragement to go and travel and meet more people in very random places and tell their stories. So I do write about the traveling. So people who've been following me will be able to like have access to some of the travel adventures I've had. And it is this thing of actually knowing Kenyans for who they are that encourages me to go and see them in those places where most people, including politicians, have never been to. Like, I've been to a place where you ask, do you know who the president is? They do know who the president is, or the former president, because, there are people like, they don't have news. And they tell you they have never seen him, he's never been in this region, and he flies over. So you find yourself like, it's not being judgmental or anything. Kenya is a big country. But true. If you here Nairobi, Mombasa, Kisumu, Meru, these areas, you think Kenya is small. But when you start going to corners like Mandera, when you start going to corners like there is a border town called Nakodok that has since been taken over by another country, which I'm not going to talk about. You will go and find out that Kenya is big, and there are people in all those corners, and they are good people. You only hear about them in the news when you hear the tribal clashes between this tribe and this tribe or there. But when you meet them in person, they are good people.
So let's talk about Lamu for all the obvious reasons. We've heard of especially buses. Unasikia basi ilikuwa inatoka Lamu na Mali, it has been sprayed with bullets. We've lost lives. How was that journey for you heading to Lamu County?
So that was one of the not so very clever things I've done in my life. I decided, you know, most people when they say they want to go to Mombasa, they will take a flight, the train, or just go to Mombasa Road and go down. I wanted to go to Mombasa through the Garissa route. And between Garissa and Malindi, there is a road that goes to two places. Actually, there is one road that goes to Garsen. Then there is another one that goes to Lamu. It branches off at a place called Minjila. When I was traveling, I was warned not to go beyond Minjila because...
Who are these who are warning you?
I do have friends from, you know, these security forces. So they told me the security situation there is not very good. But the problem with being in the comfort of your city in Nairobi or other parts of the country is security to you is a news story. It's not something that affects you directly. When we hear about terrorism that the government has been fighting, we take it lightly because we don't really know what it feels like to be in the front of people wielding guns and pointing them at you, willing to kill you for clout. So when I got to Minjila, I asked about the situation. The locals there, that's their home, so they usually go home. They know the risk, but they have to go home. You know, they live in that kind of a situation on a daily basis. So they are not going to be very keen to tell you not to go. Because they're like, since we will go, you can also go. But the things they don't tell you is that there are times when the situation is so bad that vehicles have to be escorted by military convoys with those tactical machine guns. And I didn't take my time to do the research. So when I got there, I requested for permission from the roadblocks. There were military roadblocks and police roadblocks. I requested for permission, showed them documents I had, passports, IDs, driving license, my LSK card. They let me go, but with warnings. Don't go beyond a certain point. Problem with remote areas is you don't have signage telling you
you won't know you're already there.
So and the bikes are a bit fast, so you cover a very long distance within a very short time. So after passing Gamba police station, those who know about Gamba police station will hear there's a time it was attacked by the Al-Shabaab terrorists, and some officers and some people who were held there were killed. In my mind, I knew it was dangerous, but I didn't know just how dangerous it was. So I drifted too far, went to a place called Nyongoro, where the tarmac road was ending at that time. And on that day, there was a terrorist cell that was, I think they were like blowing up Safaricom masts in the area. So you could hear explosions, but if you don't know what they are, you probably think maybe these are quarry miners or something like that. I stopped to take a picture. Within like 15 seconds, a group of armed men came from the bushes. And they were, you know, marching towards me at a very swift pace. But I could see they were not even more concerned about me. They were even looking behind me. One of them tackled me, put me to the ground. I tried to say I'm Kenyan. Very stupid. They kept me there. They wanted to confirm who I was, because most people go to do those kind of things, you know, going on a motorcycle there and taking pictures. It was usually terrorists who were scouting a place to place IEDs. I did not know.
So perhaps they were just watching you. It's until you started taking photos that they came for you.
I did not switch off my motorcycle. I knew I was in a dangerous area. So I just wanted to stop, take a quick picture, turn around and go. I did not have that chance. I think they had been waiting for the guys who had come to, like, you know, do their terrorists. Terrorists are bad people. So sometimes you can't just wait for them to attack in order for you to retaliate. Sometimes our Kenyan forces actively go to the bushes and wait, or maybe look for them so that they can be able to counteract them before an attack.
They do anything,
So when they saw a weird person taking photos in a place which is popular for IEDs, they came and acted very swiftly. But they were very professional. They didn't kill me. They had every reason to. But yeah.
How were you feeling at that point? Someone is tackling you. They have guns pointing at you.
Well, I'll be honest with you. At first, I didn't know they were Kenyan forces because they were not wearing the uniform we used to. They were the special forces team. And initially, I thought I was going to be shot down and killed because they made me lie on the ground with my head down.
Yeah.
And obviously, you can't fight. My first thought was when I saw them, I thought I should maybe run to the bike and accelerate. But even a clever person will tell you, like, you can't outrun a bullet.
Yeah.
And obviously, if I had done that, by then they would have had reasons to kill me.
Yeah, true.
So I decided to surrender. It would have. And they handled me professionally. I don't want to like throw shade. They handled me professionally. I was there for 45 minutes.
Yeah.
It was the longest 45 minutes of my life.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you, some parts of the country are facing challenges, and if we do not go to see them or see how we can help them from wherever we are, we will just continue ignoring a problem which is going to affect us one day or one in the future.
How did that end? Did they escort you back?
Yes, they after they verified my identity. The good thing is I had all my documents. I had a passport, I had a Kenya ID, I had the Law Society of Kenya card, and they were able to make phone calls. It was a Easter weekend, so it was difficult to verify, but they were able to verify my identity. Yeah. Then when they noticed that I'm not a threat, they called in tactical vehicles. I was put in between two tactical vehicles. That's a tactical vehicle in front and a tactical vehicle behind me, and me on a motorcycle. And since they are not very, terrorists are not friendly people. They will not say, there are tactical vehicles there, we cannot go there. They will attack you even with those tactical vehicles. Yes. So you could see they were alert throughout the time. Yeah. And the speed we were moving in was, for vehicles, that was fast. But then I was so scared, I just wanted to go out of there. So my motorcycle was always revving red, waiting for that opportunity to just be told, go, and I go. Yeah. So when they got to a place which they considered safe enough for me to go, I dashed for it. I went to Gamba police station and spent like 2 hours there, rethinking my life decisions. Yes. But that was not a very clever thing to do. Yeah. But I'm glad I did it so that other people will not like make the mistake. Yeah. Of just like
could this be the same reason as to why you've not gone to Wajir or Mandera, because those are the only counties you haven't been to?
Yes, I was warned about Lamu and I ignored. Yes. I have been warned about Garissa and Wajir and Mandera.
You are taking those warnings seriously.
This time I decided, the next time it won't be the SPF catching me. I might be caught by unfriendly people. I would really want to be given the leeway of going there, because I believe I will still go there one day. I hope that we will be able to like get peace in those areas so that neighbors can come and enjoy it. North Kenya is very beautiful.
Let me ask you, when you're traversing and there's no one, you want to take a photo before the forces came for you, what else is there? Are there bushes or?
There's this thing called the Boni Forest. You hear about it in the TV.
Okay.
It's that area. It is
that is the most dangerous place I think I know.
It's a very wide area. The thing is, once you start going away from places that are densely populated, you can go for even 20-30 kilometers without seeing a single person. Yeah. And there are a lot of, the coastal geography tells you there's a lot of mangrove forests there and very weird looking bushes. So it's dense because there's a lot of water. The ocean is not very far from there, but then it's sparsely populated. Yeah. In fact, like from Gamba police station to the place I was arrested, I only came across one boy who was not even dressed up, and he could not speak to me, either because he was afraid of speaking to a stranger or for whatever the reason. Yeah. And when you're in such a place, okay, maybe it's because of the security issue on that particular side, but most places away from these densely populated parts of the country are usually, they look remote. Yeah.
Let me ask you, when you're traveling, you're going very far.
Yes.
Your bike is loaded, but what are some of the personal items you have to carry?
That's now like a topic which cannot be discussed in one day, because a lot of people have different ways of doing it. Yeah. I don't carry cash when you're traveling, because you will be robbed once and they'll take everything. Yes. So I like going with that mentality of, I have resources to get me to and from. Yeah. I have resources to like cater for what I need when I'm there. Yeah. But I have to be ready to go and interact with the people there. Be willing to eat what they eat, sleep how they sleep, and be with them, because I'm not a tourist, I'm a visitor. Yeah. And that one gives me that opportunity to actually get to interact with the people I am going to visit. Yeah. Otherwise, I'll just pass by, take pictures, tell people I was there, and I have no experiences to bring back. So like I can give you an example. We went to Loyangalani, Sibiloi, Ileret, which is places some of, I don't know, how many people know where Ileret is on the Kenyan map?
I have never heard of it.
Yes, it's one of the northernmost big towns in the right side, on the right side of Lake Turkana when
Yeah.
you're headed towards Ethiopia. And when you go to a place like that one, your money is useless because people there don't value money. They only value money when they have to like pay for things like fuel.
Yeah.
When do they need to pay for fuel? Never. They rarely travel. They are pastoralists. I have a friend who is a priest for the Ileret diocese. He's called Father Florian. He once came across people who wanted to sell him a goat. They had a lot of goats, but they would not sell the big ones because they did not need money for the big ones. They wanted to sell the small one, and they wanted specific amounts of money for it. So he wanted to buy a bigger one, but they would not sell it to him because what would they do with the extra money? It would just be money in the pocket that will be borrowed by people.
Yes.
So when you go there with your money thinking your money is useful, yes.
This is Kenya.
Yes, it will get you some few things, but
Yes.
it's just like a temptation that they don't really need. So when you're packing for such trips, remember, the best way to enjoy an experience out there is to be with the people you are going to enjoy the experiences with. Be in their shoes.
Yeah.
Yes, money is important, but you have to learn how to mingle with them. They even let you sleep with them, like, you know, in their own manyatas, eat with them, their own food, play with them. They don't have problems with that. If you're able to help them, help them. But it's more like plan the experience as opposed to plan the expenditure. Yeah.
So you're out there doing your own thing, but as a bikers association,
Yes.
let me talk about the challenges that you guys go through.
Yes.
I've seen you eulogize or mourn some of your friends
Yes.
who have lost their lives
Yes.
while maybe on their motorbikes. Has this ever made you feel like, no, wacha ni wache, it's enough for me now?
You know, I want to communicate directly, especially to other road users,
Yes.
with emphasis on people who drive cars. There is a lot of disrespect on Kenyan roads to both other road users, including other drivers and motorcyclists.
Yeah.
But motorcyclists get the worst blunt of it. It cannot be stressed enough that everybody has an equal right to the road, regardless of how much money you think you pay in taxes. There are border people who pay more taxes than these people who drive big vehicles and, you know, avoid paying taxes and everything. Respect your fellow road users. Yes, we have reckless motorcyclists. They are there.
Yeah.
And we don't like them either.
How do you deal with them?
We try to use that leading by example model, where you show people the right way of doing things, and you set an example which even car guys will emulate. I will tell you, like, people will tell you like things like mirror vehicles are supposed to be people you can't even relate with. I will tell you, a mirror vehicle driver last night requested for my number. Those are people who don't stop for anything.
Yeah.
I have theirs. How do you get attention of such people? You have to do something well. So people are dying because, one, a lot of people are riding motorcycles without proper training and proper licensing. It is illegal. Please get training. It's not that difficult to get trained to ride.
Yeah.
Secondly, people do not wear gear. I would say over 8, I don't want to like quote statistics which can be maybe not verified at the moment, but a lot of people who die in road accidents or who get involved in bad motorcycle accidents don't get involved at high speeds. It's these border, you know, pillion passengers who don't want to wear the dirty helmet. They don't want to wear that. So you have a fall at 20 kilometers per hour, 40 kilometers per hour. Your head versus tarmac road or a rock at that speed, you will get injured.
Yeah.
If you wear basic, even the cheap helmets, if you wear it, it will protect you. Try to invest your effort in wearing that gear. It will save lives. The third one is maintenance. A lot of vehicles, motor vehicles and motorcycles on the roads are not well maintained. So they are likely to break down. You don't want to spend money on tires or brakes or, you know, and it will come to bite you at some point. You save 3,000 shillings, you spend 100,000 shillings in hospital or even in the mortuary. I insist, respect other road users. If you see a motorcyclist, whether or not you are in a hurry to like overtake, that 3 seconds you want to save in your life will cost someone their life. Because sometimes they don't have to die. If you break someone's legs, they will be crippled. How do you expect that person to make a living, you know, moving on from that point? You don't really think about it. When you push a motorcycle off the road at even 50 kilometers per hour, it's like you driving into a rough road from tarmac at 50 kilometers per hour. You have four wheels and you still lose control. What about a motorcycle with 2 wheels?
Quite unfortunate. Hopefully your message is getting out there. So you will be defending
of course,
your title. Let me ask you, Do you train? Like, for example, in football, for them to go play, they have to train for a couple of days, then go. But for you guys, do you have like training sessions? Ama ni kaende. Kama kuna championship, you just get in there and do your thing.
I will tell you this.
Yes.
Motorcycle racing is not a joke. As we're speaking, this week alone, I have been told by reliable sources that some of my competitors have spent 3 days on the track.
Yes.
And they are not spending it for fun. They are honing their skills, which means they are bringing their best.
Yes.
Of course, also on my part, when I have free time, when I'm able to create free time, I go that track alone, secretly to train, because if you do not train, you are not going to win anything.
Yes.
Also, I ride a lot. I have a lot of time spent on the seat of my bike. And when I get an opportunity to, practice a little bit, I practice. And for this season, I know like a lot of people are saying, oh, you will be beaten by so-and-so. Yes, we have good competitors out there.
Yes.
But there's a reason I'm champion.
Yes. Let me ask you, when are you competing? When which competition is this going to be?
This month, we have 2 races coming up.
Yes.
The first one is coming up, the national event that is under the TSA, the East Africa Superbike Championship. That is the National Superbike Championship Round 1. It will be held in the river at the Whistling Morans track on the 15th, that is Sunday, the 15th of March, 2020. The second race is the drag race, which is a close road 400 meter or a quarter mile race at Kiganjo. That is somewhere off Kimbo Exit 13 on Thika Road. It will be on the 28th of March. It's action-packed. The good thing about the 2 races is on the track, you're able to see the whole, thing as we do the circuits, and then at Kiganjo, it's a very short distance. So you're able to see the entire action from the start to the finish. So mark those dates. 15th March, come to the Eastleigh Morans track. Oh, and buy your Tim Timam t-shirt so I can recognize you from a distance. We want to
where can you get your t-shirts, Timam?
Yes, you can. I am dealing directly with the supporters of Tim Timam. You can find me online, Wakili Timam, both Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or Tim Timam on both Facebook and Instagram. If you look for those, it's a very unique name. I will be the only person you find there at Wakili Timam or at Tim Timam. And I will be able to talk to you directly. Your support will be highly appreciated.
So is it just the t-shirts, or do you have other merchandise?
Well, we are starting with t-shirts for the time being, because we don't want to flood the market with things which we don't see, how the fans will appreciate. We know the t-shirts, they do appreciate them because it's something trendy enough to be worn on a daily basis. So we are not doing like specific colors this year. We are doing any color that you want. You come buy a t-shirt with your own color, with your own name, that is a Tim Timam label. And we appreciate that support.
Okay. Wakili, tell them about the Suswa challenge. That is Patel.
Patel Via.
Yeah. So what's the Suswa challenge?
So I do a lot of off-road riding with a bike which has no business being off-road whatsoever. So the Suswa challenge is, there's a hill somewhere near the natural tunnel of the SGR that we challenge anyone who thinks they have the skills or the bike to try and go up. Via Patel and another one called Dan Kibet are the only 2 bikers who've been able to go a third the way up. I think now he has upgraded the bike, so he might be able to go 50-60%. So challenge on you, bro, Via. Yeah, come. Come through. It's a challenge that enables people to explore the off-roads, because everybody is stranded on tarmac and the tarmac roads are full of traffic jams. Let us enjoy the country.
Anthony Wambua, sijui kama kuna namba yake lakini amekuwekea kwa live stream.
Ameniwekea kwa inbox.
Sawa.
So I'm going to call you, bro. I'll call you.
Wambua, utaanza, if I'm doing this reunion, utaanza kulipisha. But thank you for watching. We are talking to Wakili Timam. He has some races. He's also a defending champion. And I think I'm going to get my own Wakili Timam top. So ukiniona hapa, you know where the inspiration. There's someone who asked that. Was it inspiration, ama motivation, ama she had asked? And
I actually answered the question I was telling you, like when you go there and see people being so good out there against all the things they read on the media about it, you get that inspiration. You want to know these people better. So travel. Zungukeni Kenya. Kenya is big.
Kenya ni kubwa. So perhaps we'll be going to cover Wakili Timam as and when he goes to the tracks. He aliingia tu na akaanza tu kushinda. So I don't know. So Wakili, have you ever been in an accident before I let you go, and how did that turn out?
Well, I have been involved in one accident on the roads. That happened on the 4th of December 2019. A very unfortunate/fortunate event. Yeah, I was on my way towards Narok, headed to Kisii from Nairobi. And then I had a collision with an enthusiast. Someone who decided to greet me in the road and they lost control over the motorcycle.
Okay.
Yeah, but I wasn't injured. That is the benefit of getting up.
Yes.
I'll tell you about this accident in defense of having the proper motorcycle. The accident occurred at a place where you wouldn't expect an accident to occur. A 3-lane climbing lane. Like you have a climbing lane, you have an overtaking lane, and you have the oncoming traffic lane. There were no vehicles or no motorcycles on the road. I was alone. I had let my guard down because I am alone. What could happen? What could
go wrong?
So apparently we have someone who had parked a boda at the side of the road, and they saw a superbike, and the excitement told them, I have to greet this one.
Yes.
So the guy is not very savvy with riding the bike. He gets on top of his bike, turns it to flashlights, and I saw the lights flashing. So me, and being my Wakili Timam goodness, I decided to salute them. We have 2-finger salutes for bikers.
Yes.
So I salute them back. Unfortunately, when he did it, he let go of the brakes before he let go of the clutch. And when you have a clutch in, the bike starts moving because the gear is disengaged. He panics and releases the clutch. What happens? The bike is a shtuka, itawaka. The bike started. He didn't have, his hands on any of the handlebars. The bike is moving without him. So he fell off the bike. The bike gets into the road. I hit a bike with no person on it.
Okay.
It's a shame. I thank God I didn't get hurt. When I went to report to the insurance that I was involved in an accident, and I told them the speed was 95 kilometers per hour, obviously they were expecting someone to be involved who is involved in a motorcycle accident at that speed to be broken or to have scratches. So they had a hard time believing that I'm the one who was involved in the accident. But yes, I didn't have any scratches. But the good thing is I actually had it on video. So if they needed the evidence, I would have produced it at that time.
So all the time you have your...
Today I don't have it. It's I'm charging it at the moment. I usually record most of my travels so that I can maybe like start a channel where you can share.
You can document and also you can have evidence in case of anything.
It's not even about evidence as much. I'm not expecting bad things to happen. It's more about sharing good stories about riding and the challenges we face on the road.
All right. Yeah. Quite impressive. We will be heading to see you defend successfully.
Don't worry about that.
Your title.
Come.
Yeah, I'll be Team Timam. And for all you guys who have been watching and liking our discussion, you can continue talking to us on 0739110545. I keep on forgetting our line, but it's somewhere at the bottom of your screen. On Twitter, we are at KUTV Kenya. So are we on Facebook, and we also stream live the proceedings of this particular show on our Facebook page. We'll be taking a very short break. When we come back, hopefully Patrick Muita will will have arrived here, but we have another analyst. His name is Timothy, and he will be joining me later. We'll be talking about the doping menace, Kenyan Premier League, FKF elections, English Premier League, UEFA Champions League, and many more. We'll also be talking to Samson Jura in a bit. He's at the Black Bean. Kenyatta University is playing Kabaras Sugar this afternoon at 4. We take a short break, and we will be right back shortly.